Hi Dixons, I'm Danny Carr and I'm talking to you from Dixons Ollerton Academy. This video is another in our mini-series on strategic staffing. We'll be working through some examples of different ways that schools are starting to staff their timetables. We'll be drawing heavily on the work of the Next Education Workforce Project in Arizona. As a reminder from our earlier episode, strategic staffing is how our schools are organised so that we can ensure that all our children are getting exceptional outcomes. The levers to consider are all adults in school. How can all adults in school be used coherently to support the needs of all students? And the range of roles we ask teachers to play. How can these roles be delivered through different educators? A common feature of strategic staffing or workforce redesign initiatives in the US is moving away from the traditional model of one teacher, one class of 30 students. In all the examples we'll talk you through, students have been brought together into larger groupings and are then taught by a team of teachers and other educators. At Dixons, we've been doing this for some time across phases and see positive impacts on the students and on the capacity of the school to deliver effective professional development that focuses on instruction. We often use teams of teachers to teach students collectively. This can also support the teachers in learning from each other. In this model, we are limiting single points of failure for any part of the education experience. Or in other words, we're providing a scaffold rather than asking each individual teacher to be really good at lots and lots of things immediately. If you have a group of teachers in front of students, they can be asked to play to their respective strengths, not only reducing the demand on the individual teacher, but also very likely raising the quality of the student experience too. Before sharing the example, I want to highlight the importance of getting culture right. Student behaviour and motivation is essential to success in any classroom and manifestly important in large group teaching settings. You can find out more about our approaches to behaviour management on our open source platform. So, in this first example, we've got a group of 60 students with 3 teachers. This is a common first iteration when schools first start to embrace strategic staffing and move from classes of 30 to classes of 60, with 2 teachers working together and bringing in additional support of either a trainee teacher or what we would call a teaching assistant. Let's compare the student and teacher experience between one teacher, one class, and this larger group teaching model. So let's assume this is a 2-form entry primary school and these students are in year 5. Let's say our experienced teacher is highly proficient and our second teacher is a second year ECT. Enthusiastic and doing well for their level of experience and particularly adept at classroom management, though still developing with some areas of curriculum knowledge and adapting their teaching to those who find learning hardest. In our traditional model, the students in year 5 with our experienced, more expert teacher are going to get a better deal. Maybe we'll be able to do things through intervention to reduce any difference in outcomes by the end of year 5, but we know that those in the expert teacher's classroom are going to get a higher quality teaching experience on a day-to-day basis. It's a reality we live in. Schools where not every teacher is as expert as others, where colleagues' strengths are different. If we were to bring those classes together for some or all of the curriculum, we could have all the students benefit from the strongest member of staff. The experienced teacher could take a leading role in planning and selecting adaptations for students with SEND. They might lead the most challenging parts of lessons, maybe modelling or formative assessment through questions, with the second teacher leading independent practice and circulating the room to manage behaviour. Not only are students getting access to the best teaching you have available in your school, the teachers themselves are not having to lead all aspects of planning, teaching and behaviour management or parental engagement. And your less experienced or less proficient teachers are getting ongoing professional development by seeing a more expert teacher in action all of the time. Some schools are using this to address recruitment challenges in subjects like maths or science. So where they are having to work with a maths faculty made up of only 1 or 2 experienced specialist maths teachers, a couple of new teachers, ECTs, and then a couple of staff who are strong teachers in the school in terms of general pedagogy and behaviour management, but not maths specialists by degree or training. In year 10 and 11, some schools have moved to bringing students together into larger groups. So those experienced maths specialists can lead the teaching either of critical exposition and assessment moments in the lesson or more complex topics in the curriculum. And the experienced strong teachers who aren't maths specialists are in the room, which really helps students to get their behaviour right in this larger group setup. This also offers flexibility. It might be that the ECT is able to target interventions in the moment to support specific groups of students. What comes through from this example and the others we've come across is how this helps leaders address what is a perennial problem in our system: the variability in the quality of education between classrooms. And it is not challenging this through driving endless resource into measuring and monitoring. It's offering a model on informed practice, live professional development and a positive situation for students. And it's doing it in a way that teachers are responding to positively, because the teachers in these teams are feeling less individual pressure. Experienced teachers are experiencing the opportunity to lead without leaving the classroom, and new teachers are experiencing more support and professional development opportunities. In the next video, I'll share a few more examples which take this approach further. Thank you to the Next Education Workforce and Ambition Institute for their partnership on this mini-series. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Open Source YouTube channel.